In the Cheaters Never Prosper Part 1 and 2 missions, the spotlight was on Adam Lee and Stephen Moyer, two very different students who took very different paths out into the professional world, graduated in June of 2008. When school picked up that fall in 2008, I asked students to begin the year. The first project when they walked in was a self-portrait in Illustrator. Had them learn how to use the pen tool. Everybody learned how to use the pen tool. The pen tool frightens professionals. And it's silly because it's like juggling. It only looks hard. And as soon as you get how to use the pen tool, the mouse in your right hand and the keyboard in your left hand in order to control the pen tool, then you can draw anything. And I still remember the first batch of self-portraits. I actually made this grid. This is from that first batch. And I sent it off to a guy at the district. And I said, check this out. Look at what kids did just learning how to use the pen tool. And the colors are courtesy of the live paint bucket. You know, closed paths. And a little bit of shading on some of these. You see a highlight here and, you know, a shadow here. So basically solid colors most everywhere. But a little start, little flare in the background here, a little pattern on the shirt, but otherwise relatively simple. You know, hint of folds on this. I was thrilled. And the students that year did amazing work because they knew from the start how to use one of the most complex tools that isn't that complex. And once you master it, there's no curve you can't draw, no straight line, no combination of the two. It is a superpower. So the next year, I not only started the year the same in 2009, I used the exact same tutorials, which I almost never do. I usually record everything brand new because I want to get a fresh take because I learn more each year. But I wanted to see what the next year's kids do. You know what the difference was? They saw what their predecessors did. So the next year, this was the quality of the work. And you notice there's a lot more dealing with the textures going on, the shadows, the playfulness, the backgrounds are more interesting. This was unbelievable to me, you know, thrilling. I loved it. And I can't do it one more time. But I did, and I didn't change a thing other than the students the next year got to see the story of the first year kids did it, and the second year kids did it, and the third year this happened. And this kid was a freshman. See this picture right here? See his hand? Look at that hand. Try to do that with your hand. It's not what you think it is. Go ahead, try to do this. Look at the way the fingers are pointing. And see it back here? Look at the year before. This is his brother, who's a senior, graduating. This is his little brother as a freshman. This is his first Illustrator project. Not bad, huh? So, Wall of Fame in the old Mac lab. After this, I never did it again. And you know why? All 3 years, 2/3 of the class succeeded beyond my wildest dreams. And 1/3 of the class was crushed. They practically did nothing the rest of the year. Kind of like some of my classes right now. You know, my 1/3 of the students who aren't doing anything. And you know what the difference was? There was nothing all that complicated. All these kids had to do was follow instructions. And they followed the exact same instructions as these kids did and as these kids did. The exact same videos. It's a matter of applying yourself, of putting in the effort, of following the instructions and believing they're going to lead somewhere. Oh, I don't want to do that. Well, the objective, yes, stated is a self-portrait, but the real objective is learning how to use a software program to create anything after this. Because once you learn this, man, the sky's the limit. But I just couldn't deal with killing off that 1/3 right at the beginning of the year. So I took it easy and I started spoon feeding again. Taking it easy on kids. Look, you guys, right now, there's no excuse not to try. Just sitting there doing nothing, this is boring. I told you at the beginning of the year, this class would be boring if you didn't try. You know, we're seeing proof of it right now. And you're really going to give up in week 8? Okay, well, this is the Self-Portrait Project and the story behind it. And here's my challenge to you. You know what you have to do this? You take a photograph of yourself. You open an Illustrator document. You know, just open a large document. Bring your photo in. Okay? Put it on a layer. Scott, you told us no photos in Illustrator. Just put it on a layer in Illustrator and lock that layer and make a layer above it. Trace that photograph. And it doesn't have to be you. It can be anything you take a photograph of. You have to learn how to use the pen tool, though. Maybe the curvature tool. I don't know. But the pen tool is the magic power. Scotch, are you going to record those videos? Maybe I'll go try to find those old ones and dig them up for you. How about that?